Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. Right now the time is approximately 11:24 p.m. and the Eastern Time, and the current date is Sunday, March 22nd, 2020. The Sun is in Aries and the Moon is in Pisces. In fact, it is the night of the dark moon in Pisces, the night before the new moon in Pisces, which is tomorrow, Monday, March 23rd, 2020. And yes, you know I will be listening to Duran Duran's New Moon on Monday. Before I go any further, I would love to acknowledge my newest YouTube channel subscribers. They are Lulu Dark and Dark Violet. Dark Violet spells her Violet V-Y-O-L-E-T-T-E. It's one word, all lowercase letters. Lulu and Dark Violet, thank you and welcome to the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about what's been happening lately. You know, I know that sometimes I tend to come across as aloof and as uninformed, but that's really not the case. My thing is, I do not feel that it benefits anyone physically, physiologically, mentally, emotionally, sexually, spiritually, psychologically, and financially to watch the news all the time, to read newspapers all the time. My mother has for more than 20 years religiously watched a specific news broadcast every day on TV, 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and 11 p.m. And my mother looks like death warmed over. The fact that she's an alcoholic and a drug addict and somebody who has been smoking cigarettes for more than 30 years doesn't help either. But the fact of the matter is that she does not look good. She looks very unhealthy and very unwell. And the alcoholism and the drug addiction contributed to that. Smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day contributed to that. But so did watching the news religiously every day. And in this modern technological world, I can only imagine how many news sites to which she's subscribed, how many news alerts she reads on her phone, and I can go on and on and on. But I am aware of what's been happening on the planet, on planet Earth, with regards to COVID-19. I am aware of what's being done to prevent the spread of it, and I know that in New York City and in my own state of New Jersey, there are curfews in place, there are lockdowns in place, there are places that serve food that basically it's like you order it ahead of time or you order it here and then you take it to go because either the chairs have been removed or the chairs and the tables have been cordoned off or whatever the case is. And I know that some of you are a little bit concerned for me because of some of the health issues I've had in the past, but I do want to reassure all of you that I am taking precautions. I am being careful and cautious. I'm being mindful. However, I do not feel that I have the option of remaining at home indefinitely. I don't have that option. As a matter of fact, there are certain things that I simply cannot do from home. And doing those things and providing those needs for my household requires me to literally leave my home and go out and do those things. I will say that today I encountered very few people. Half of the people that I encountered were wearing surgical masks or safety masks. I don't remember the official term for that mask. What is that term? My awesome audiovisual person, what are they called? The masks that people have been wearing, are they surgical masks? Even though they're not surgeons, they're called surgical masks. Okay, just checking because I really didn't know. So, you know, so roughly half of the people that I saw encountered today, whether it was in the supermarket, whether it was in the 7-Eleven, you know, whether it was on the street, half of them were wearing surgical masks and the other half weren't. And I wasn't one wearing one. But I felt that I was okay not wearing one. But the main part of this, well, two main parts to this video. Number one, I truly stand for the miracle that things are improving. and I truly believe to the marrow of my bones that things are already improving. We are probably not going to see any significant improvements for at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even a full month. I really don't know. What I do know is that there are people that are doing everything they can to prevent the spread of COVID-19, or more commonly known as coronavirus. And I'm doing my part as well, although I will say that most of the things that people are recommending that one does, I already do. You know, the few times that I sneeze, and the few times that I cough, I do cover my mouth. I do cover it like this, or like this, or like this, you know, or like this, or whatever. Most of the time I'm sneezing or coughing into the crook of my elbow, or, you know, here or here. So and I do it away from the person. Like away, like let's say where the camera is, that's a person, and I'm about to cough. You know, I know that doesn't sound like a real cough, but you get the idea. You know, I'll do, you know, something like that. So I already do that. When I wash my hands, you know, I usually wash my hands for 30 seconds to a minute. And I usually use very warm to almost hot water. And I scrub, you know, the palms of my hands with my fingernails. And I already do this. You know, it's a palm reader thing to like do this. You know, after one gives a palm reading. Not that I've been giving that many palm readings lately. But still, it's like I just do this from having participated in a phenomenal palmistry course. So, you know, I just naturally will wash my wrists as well. And then of course, you know, now that not touching the face and the nose, unfortunately, I do that because I've always done that. You know, I'll touch my face to check if it's oily, you know, check to see if the hair of my beard is trim, or if it's, you know, nice and neat, or if it's unruly. So I'm usually doing that. But you know, so I know that things can be very overwhelming, and for a lot of people things are extremely overwhelming. And even me, you know, I did not begin to get a grip on all the stress about this situation until yesterday. So I totally get how overwhelming this is for a lot of people, even people that are not directly affected by this. But with that being said, what I wanted to do was give all of you a few updates. So first of all, I am still offering readings via Catland and via Notions and Potions. As a matter of fact, I was literally at the store at Notions and Potions this past Friday, March 21st, and I'm sorry, this past Friday, March 20th, and yesterday, Saturday, March 23rd, excuse me, Saturday, March 21st, 2020. So we were in the store was open, but now that both Catland is closed for the time being, and Notions and Potions is closed for the time being, I am able to offer readings via phone and via Skype via both places. So now you have even more options than I normally talk about in my videos and blog posts and broadcast emails. So all of you can still have a reading with me via Catland, either by phone or by Skype. And now all of you can have a reading with me via Notions and Potions, either by phone or by Skype. Now, let me be very clear. The fees, and I've said this before, the fees for readings with me are not the same everywhere I give readings. So that is important to keep in mind. And of course, keep in mind, I don't know what your budget is, I don't know what you have available, but I will say this, now you have additional options, because now, since right now, Sheryl, who is the living goddess of Notions and Potions, who owns Notions and Potions, is offering readings by phone, by Skype, or rather virtually. She is accepting card payments in exchange for those readings. So, let me have a sip of my phenomenal specialty coffee at La Casa de Roberto. And then I'll tell you what they are. So first, to have a reading with me via Catland, either by phone or by Skype, it's $90 USD for 1 hour, and $70 USD for half an hour. And in the description box below, I will have the ways to contact each, or rather to set up those appointments via those particular avenues, whether it's Catland or whether it's Notions and Potions. Okay, now with me having a reading with me by phone or by Skype via Notions and Potions, it is $30 for 20 minutes and $45 for half an hour. And what you would do is you would call the store directly and you would speak to Sheryl. Sheryl is the living goddess who owns Notions and Potions, and she would set up the appointment. Or she would accept your payment and make the arrangements and set it up. Now, I will say the easiest way to find out if I'm available is to contact me directly. Because right now that really is the best way. Even though I am not physically in Catland right now, nor am I physically in Notions and Potions right now, do keep in mind that I do have a side position of employment, and there are certain responsibilities that I'm still required to complete even if I'm home with regards to that side position of employment. So I will say that definitely contact me first, see if I'm available, and if I am, then I will give you the go-ahead to reach out to Catland or reach out to Notions and Potions and take it from there. And I am also offering a really limited time discounted rate. And I'm going to tell you why I'm offering that discounted rate. So, I've been a fan of science fiction and fantasy for years and years and years. And I love Star Wars, I love Star Trek, and like a lot of people, especially those that live across the pond, I am a Whovian. I am a fan of anything relating to Doctor Who. And one of my favorite places, which I lovingly refer to as my favorite Whovian paradise, is in Beacon, New York, and it is called the Pandorica Restaurant. And the decor is Doctor Who themed. The dishes are named after different storylines of different Doctor Who episodes. And I have had the honor and pleasure of being served by the wondrous living goddess who owns the Pandorica Restaurant, Shirley Wenlock Hott. And she recently launched a GoFundMe campaign. What is it, Durga? What's the matter, Durga? Are you feeling lonely? Are you feeling lonely? I'll pet you in a little while. Let me just finish the video, okay? But behave. You behave, because you know, I don't like you to misbehave. Or anybody else for that matter. Not that anybody's listening, ISIS, but okay. Anyway. So recently, especially considering that a lot of restaurants have been hard hit by this situation with COVID-19, right now a lot of restaurants are offering curbside service. So I definitely want to see Shirley's, the Pandorica Restaurant, continue to prosper, and those of you who make a $10 donation to the Pandorica Restaurant's GoFundMe page and provide me with proof that you did that, I will happily give you, in exchange for that $10 donation to the Pandorica Restaurant's GoFundMe page, a 3-question reading. For that $10 donation to the Pandorica Restaurant's GoFundMe page, I will answer your 3 most pressing questions. But you need to provide me with evidence that you made that donation. If you have you can send me a screenshot of the donation page. You can forward the email that you received from GoFundMe confirming your donation, and then we can take it from there. And that is a reading that I will do within 24 hours, no matter how abundantly full my schedule is. If you make that donation, I am conducting that reading for you within 24 hours. So, brief recap one last time. Via Catland, you can have a phone reading with me or a Skype reading with me for either $90 USD for an hour or $70 USD for half an hour. Via Notions and Potions, it would be $30 USD for 20 minutes and $45 USD for half an hour. And that you would need to contact the Notions and Potions directly and set up the payments with Sheryl directly, Sheryl directly. And if neither one of those work for your schedule or your budget, then you can make a $10 donation to the Pandorica Restaurant's GoFundMe page. Make sure that you bring me, or rather send me or forward to me, confirmation of that donation. That could be a screenshot, that could be an email, whatever's more convenient for you. And then it's like, okay, and that reading, again, regardless of how abundantly full my schedule is, I will conduct within 24 hours of you making that donation. That $10 entitles you to a 3-question reading. Whatever your 3 most pressing questions are, you ask them, I will answer them. And there you go. Thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. Thank you so, so much for honoring what Catland does, what Notions and Potions do, and what the Pandorica restaurant offers. I thank you, and I wish you all many peaceful and prosperous blessings. And please remember, all of us are stronger than circumstances. Always. Thank you. Good night. And a blessed dark moon to new moon, blessed dark moon in Pisces to a blessed new moon in Aries. And good night.